family. Bob the Cigar Guy here, Traveler's Rest, South Carolina, back home from PCA, smoking this Mi Querida Red by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. All right, that last R didn't work, but I know I've been home from PCA for a little while, but I actually was a good boy, and I got all my content knocked out before PCA so that I would have time to recover, recuperate, get back to work, get back into everything, and make sure the content's still going out. Thank you for watching. I actually appreciate it very, very much. Love the likes, love the comments, love the subscribes, love the shares. Those shares, boy, I tell you what, they really help us out by just getting us into other people's eyeballs that may like this crazy content, right? I'm loving my new backdrop. I got a new set of lights from PCA. One of the booths left them for me, and I really like how saturated the color is. I really like the red and the blue. It just you know, that's all right there. I like it. Anyway, back from PCA, and so I wanted to take this time just to tell you, since it is a Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust product. I mean, this episode is brought to you by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. I want to tell you what's going on with Steve Sakas and Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust at the PCA 2025 in New Orleans. It was great. It was a fantastic show. Best directions ever. Worst ashtrays and garbage cans ever. Bathrooms were good. Still weird going into a bathroom and everybody's smoking cigars. But we managed. But it was very well organized. They had an app you can put on your phone, which I did, and I get lost, and I'd say, I need to go to Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, and they say, well, where are you? What booth you at? And I tell them what booth I'm at, and they'd have a little map shooting me a straight line from one point to the other. Then I can navigate. It was really good. But you didn't have to navigate the Steve Sakas booth. This is not hyperbole. This is not me saying for saying's sake. This is not because it's sponsored by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, and I'm smoking this Mi Querida Red deliciousness. That booth was so busy. Now, if you watch my video, you'll see parts of the booth. Steve and Dave Lafferty have desks this year, which is a little different. There's a half wall. There's a big, full, fake brick wall behind Steve, and then there's a half wall next to Steve because people want to come up and get their picture took with him and shake hands with him and stuff. Then there's a big old, like, dining room, boardroom table, big old long 20-foot table, probably 16, 20 feet. And then you've got everybody writing paper. Miss Cindy, Miss Yvonne, Anna, I forget the other lady's name. There was half a dozen people writing paper, filling orders, and they were extremely busy. David David Lafferty was off filling lots of orders. It was an extremely busy, congested area. Chris Duque and his sweetie Miss Trish, yes, Chris Duque, that Chris Duque from Year of the Duque, was handing out or preparing samplers to give to everybody so that they could hand out to all the purveyors or all the shops. And so, very, very busy. Got lots of hugs, got lots of smiles, had a great time with everybody. I did. The interview was fantastic. It was almost an hour long. And you watch it and time stops. It doesn't feel like it's an hour. And it just goes by so fast. I really enjoyed that time we spent together. I enjoyed the time we spent off camera too, because then it's really hilarious and funny, and it's really neat. But I want to tell you, 4 minutes in, I want to tell you about some of the things that are coming down the pipe, and what Steve has done to help you not max out your credit card every month, but just hit it every month a little bit. He's got, I think he counted 8. I didn't write notes down. I think he counted 8 new products, and they're going to drop at different times, different months, so be prepared for them. The Salida Red has already dropped. Fantastic cigar. I've done the review. Check it out. Salida Red has already dropped. The Year of the Duque is hitting the stores now. Only 2,000 boxes, 14 count boxes. There's only 28,000 cigars. You need to get one fast. I also dropped a review on that. If you want to know if it's worth a box or not, watch the video. I can use the views. Right? You ain't got nothing to do sitting on the toilet. Just pull it up and watch it. Then there is the Fiddlehead series that just came out. There's the 10th anniversary, which I actually smoked with Steve Saka at his table, which was amazing. There's a new bronze back, Vitola, which is changing the game because Steve does not blend. Just say, okay, well, we'll just go up in percentages, right? If this Gordo 6x60 uses 15% this, 10% this, 20% this, we're just going to put 15% this, 10% this, 20% this into a Lancero. No, he blends to the Vitola. So he changes it up. So when you get a different cigar, and we talked about that on the video, watch the video, you get a Sin Compromiso. They all taste like a Sin Compromiso, but some are a little spicier, some are a little more rugged, some are a little more polished, some are a little more refined, some are a little more leathery, and that depends on your Vitola. And so he blends in that fashion, the old school way. Much harder to do, many more opportunities for mistakes, many more test blends. Takes longer to get things out. It's much easier just to say cut and paste. Let's just go up the size. But that's not what Steve's about. Steve's not about mass producing cigars or putting out cheap cigars. He's like, I'm going to put out good cigars at the price they're worth. And if you enjoy them, you will buy them, and he will keep making them. He talks about how he loves his cigars like they're his children. But his children have to eat on their own. In other words, they have to get people to buy them. And if that blend may be his favoriteest blend in the whole wide world, if that blend don't sell, it don't go. It's out the door. He also talked about the Stillwell series and how there's variances and differences in that, and how there will be a shakeup soon on the Stillwell line. You heard it here first on the channel. So watch the video. Thank you. You'll get a lot of information. You'll laugh a lot. You'll think it's funny. And you also will see that if me working at the car mill doesn't work out and we decide we want to go up into the Great White North in snow country of Dunbarton, New Hampshire, I have a job. Because I have all the basic prerequisites to work at Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Steve Saka said it. I said, so you're telling me that I could get a job up there? He goes, you are fine. You got a job. So I have a job if I ever get a chance to get up there to Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust to live. They talk funny. I can't understand what they say up there, so I don't know if I'm going to go up there. And it's too dang cold. That snow is big and huge. But there's going to be a new holiday edition Stillwell coming out. There's also going to be 2 samplers. There's a deep cut sampler, which is pretty much one of everything of the core line. And then there's going to be another sampler. And he says, if you're looking for a sampler to be a discount, don't. He goes, they're basically the MSRP price on each and every one of them. I'm not trying to cut prices. I'm not trying to move cigars that aren't moving. I don't have that problem. I'm just putting out a sampler so everybody can taste before they buy a box. And so those are going to come out in September, October, which is perfect for Christmas. You might want to tell your sweetie, say, hey, this would be a great Christmas present. This sampler would be amazing. And because that's why samplers come out usually around Christmas, because that's an easy gift for a loved one to purchase for their cigar smoking family. So that's an interesting fact right there. Just give you that little fact. And if you watch the video, you'll know that. So, but PC was great. Got lots of hugs. I forgot what Steve always has a bottle of something, top shelf stuff, and so I get a little snoot off of that. Had a great time, enjoyed myself wonderfully. Even if I didn't have the camera on, I could have cut the camera off and I just would have taken up my hour. I actually I actually bumped into Cigar Coop's time. Cigar Coop came up, no, Boston Jimmy came up behind me, and I said, oh, I must be popping on your time because we have hour time slots. And he goes, yeah, but don't worry about it. I said, okay. And we went on for another 5-6 minutes, and then I had to go to my next interview. But sitting down with Steve Saka is always a great time. He is who he is. What you see in your socials, what you see on his videos, what you see on all the podcasts that he goes on to, that's who he is. He is. Very insightful, very good video. He did a lot of the talking, and it was worth listening to. I really, 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 really suggest that you check out the video. I do. So that's it. I'm gonna go. I love you. More to come. I'll see you later. Later, Tater. Oh, by the way, he said, let's get a schedule. Let's get on Chief Talk. So that's coming up soon, too. Yeah. Later, Tater.